Good morning, everyone. Oh, what's going on there? Let's change that. A little bit of an issue. There we go. Morning, everybody. Just going to wait for a few more to hop in stream here before we go over all the analysis. But those of you who were here yesterday and the day before will see that Thursday we got exactly what we were looking for on Thursday. Closing for an inside bar, rejecting the top Bollinger Band, which allows room today for expansion upside if it wants to do a daily breakout on a bull fag. And it also gives room for that dive back down towards the gap fill if and only if we are going to continue to reject supply. All right, we can't be guessing that move. So let's just wait for a few more to jump in stream and then we get into it. Sure, we got everything set up. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's hit that like button, get it moving nice and early in the day, just like we did yesterday, and diving straight in. All right, so here we have the daily chart then on the NQ. As you can see, yesterday failed breakout above the previous day high, tagging the top Bollinger Band, which is why I say these are such important indicators to understand your location and momentum on the chart. And we traded back inside. This move here is a 50% move. All right, if we go from here to here, you will see we tagged into 50% yesterday and held. So the question really is today, is there enough bullish momentum for a daily flag to come and at least test that high and maybe get through it? If we base through it, we can go upside because now we have that 5-day. Remember, we talked about this 5-day, the relationship between the 5-day, the blue line, and the top Bollinger Band. 5-day now trending up, supporting price action. Okay, this is a healthy market. Moving down into the hourly chart, you will see here on the hourly chart, yesterday we had that breakdown. All right, it broke down underneath and came back and repriced to the old point of control, ducking just under, finding some bid support after clearing out these lows. Overnight, we've traded sideways, creating a point of control. And on the NFP candle right here, we dove down and we didn't sweep stops on NQ. ES did. All right, ES came right the way down here, sweeping out this low from the 6 o'clock print at the open of the new session. Right, so we had an S&T here, divergence in the market right here. We then started to bid back upside after a quick sweep, literally in seconds, bidding back upside, coming into what? Into this supply block on the H1. All right, currently sitting at yesterday's point of control right here, 505, 507. Basically anywhere around that 500 is key today. If we can extend and base into this supply block, we can think about using this liquidity. If we can sit here, base above, hold that, then maybe we have a trend day up. Be very cautious. If it rejects here, trades inside, steals liquidity, trades inside. All right, those are the rejection plays you need to be cautious about. These are strong highs up here. These were created in New York session. This was definite selling, but this is a W with an S&T right here. All right, so not ideal location to be opening at. All right, I would say not an ideal location to be opening at. I've had a couple goes this morning at trying the short on a lower time frame versus the anchor VWAP, but as you will see, 5-minute is still bullish. All right, so we talked about it in Discord. The hourly has the chance to reject these levels up here. The hourly comes down to here, but the 5-minute is bullish. Just until we get alignment on those, going to be a little bit tricky. So that's what I'm looking at today. I'm looking for alignment. If we start to let go of this, then we can think about maybe going down for that gap fill. Okay, maybe going down for that gap fill. Going into even lower time frame then. This is the anchored VWAP. This is why I got short this morning. All right, this is anchored VWAP off the NFP. Supported. We broke down under. So I attempted a short here. Okay, right here. We had a clear out of previous day open. ES started to fail, so I had another go here and another go, I think it was here, and then stopped out, break even. I eventually took a partial. First time I gave back the whole trade, I was up quite nicely. You can see here though, it is having trouble. This is potential for a bear flag, but momentum so far is upside on the 5-minute and 1-minute. Okay, so like we talked about, it will need to base up here, get through this, and travel upside for bullish momentum. I'm not going to be too interested in trading in this. All right, I want to see a breakdown. If we're going to break down, very clear liquidity here at the NFP Newsweek low. Past that Newsweek low, you have previous day low right here, 5-day right here, and of course we still have bigger time frame support and the gap fill. This is gap fill. All right, for that big move up we did Tuesday, Wednesday, was it? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let me have a look. Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is a completion, full efficiency on a gap fill. I'm not saying it has to do it. I'm just pointing out what's there. Momentum still upside. All right, we're still building upside momentum. If it curls, upside momentum. Clear targets up here, but be very cautious buying too high today. NFP, as expected, a better print. All right, we talked about that yesterday. Fed gave good clues into why that would be a better print. They felt like last month's NFP was bad, purely due to the hurricane. All right, so the number's better this time. Getting into chat. So hopefully you're all prepared then. We know what we're looking at. We've got H1 supply above. We've got Asia, London, support underneath. We had an S&T on that sweep this morning. We're trading mid-range near point of control. It's not a trade right now I want to take. All right, had a couple goes at the short like we talked about. I'm just going to leave it flat until open, see what we get. Ideally, we either get a breakout pullback and a hold, or we get a failed breakout and something that we can start looking for a rotation back lower into. Getting into the chat then. See who's here. Morning, Exister. Peter, yes, sorry about that. The timing was off, wasn't it? Mindful Matters, Jeff, Chris, TR, Asa, Miguel, Marek, Glenn. Mindful Matters again. What is this? I was in an accidental trade and all of a sudden heard stop filled. Yeah, never nice. Never nice when you fat finger in or have an order left on accidentally. But good that you had a stop in place. Good morning, Greg. Morning, Thumper. Morning, Abe. Good morning, everyone. So hopefully some of you got that failure yesterday that we kept talking about, the rotation down to the previous day's point of control. We got it in Discord. Any of those traders who have done the course and in Discord, we took that trade. Very, very nice trade back down to the point of control. They didn't make it easy. I know Glenn Paris got it, a big failure at the top. I joined the trend on the 50% retracement from the high of day to the low of day on that first flush move for a move back into POC. So some nice winners in the afternoon session yesterday once it had settled down. So starting to reclaim here, previous day open. Again, like we said, 5 minute is bullish. All right, H1 is stuck between two very clear levels for me right now. So I want to see how it reacts into and around 30 all the way up to previous day high into 70. All right, if it starts building there, building liquidity there, sorry, we got Biden, news from Biden coming out. If it starts building liquidity there, maybe it can build enough liquidity to drive higher. If it keeps rejecting up there or doing a failed breakout, I will be open to a rotation. If this morning move is a pump to dump, right? If we're going to have a day 1, day 2, day 3 move up, day 4 trade back inside, and day 5 morning session dump to pump, I will be looking for a rotation lower if, only if it shows me that setup. Okay, day 5 setup. Otherwise, looking to just join trend long. Easier move as always is upside, right? Upside. Has a clear target now. Unlike yesterday, today we have a clear target because we've left low-hanging fruits above. So if it wants to drive higher, we know there are stops up there. Yesterday we didn't have that because we opened and we just kept making new all-time highs. We were in pure price discovery. So just over 2 minutes from the open. Just let this settle down and see what we can get. Christy W, good morning. Just do me a favor, everyone watching right now, hit that like button. All right, just means I don't have to keep saying it through the day. Let's get the likes up to 50. And yesterday we hit almost 70, or we might have got more than 70 in the end. Let's get the likes done nice and early. Definite some push and pull here in the markets. Main reason for that, I would say, is the positioning of the open. All right, we've left NFP high here, NFP low here. we have supply here on H1. We have old value area high. And we have old yesterday's point of control and overnight point of control. So we're just bouncing between all these levels, between demand, supply, between POC, POC, between value area high, value area high. So until it builds sufficient liquidity and shows some edge on what it wants to do, I won't be trading it. Definite S&T down here, though, I would say that was very, very clear. All right, ES went and cleared this out before trading back upside. Don't get too zoomed in to the lower time frame in this morning session. All right, at least at the open. Make sure you understand your levels on your H1, on your M5, M15. Go from there. They're rejecting previous day open for now. Remember, this is the anchored VWAP, this blue line. So sellers since NFP are in control currently. I don't trade live in Discord, as in I'm not on video, but I am posting constant updates on what I'm looking at. Just like I do here when I draw, I send screenshots of what I'm looking at. And if and when I'm taking entries, and then I give literally I give commentary the whole way through. So if you check my Twitter feed last night, I posted some of the commentary I was giving to the team, telling them when I was getting in, where my stop was, what I was looking at. So here is the open then, opening print coming. Let's see what we get. Mixed bag at the open on Mag 7. So again, Tesla strong again, up 2% on the day. Nvidia red. Meta just about green, Google red, Amazon up 1/3%, Microsoft up about 1/4% now, and Apple flirting red to green, green to red right now. So mixed bag on the Mag 7. Treasuries are all down off that NFP print. All right, treasuries are down as the market searches higher. One thing to note, those in Discord, we talked about it. VIX had a big old gap down, all right? VIX letting go of everything, trading back down into the low 13s. It is in demand area right now on the VIX. So we have to see if they hold this, all right? That breakout on the trend line that we did the other day, holding 1289. We then drove up about a point. And in this NFP, we've given it all back, but we're trading into that area where demand stepped in the low 13s. So I've got one eye on the VIX today. Good morning, Ryan. So holding price action so far, right? Holding this imbalance so far is holding so far on a lower time frame. Are we going to start to bid up and then have to see if and how we react up here? Do sellers come back in and try and take control, or do we build sufficient liquidity to just drive higher all day long? Time will tell. Still very, very early in the session, right? I just over a minute in. Never interested in taking this play on NFP. All right, and don't like the opening 1 minute on NFP. You also have Fed talkers. So Bowman currently yapping away. SPY looking to test its pre-market high here. Breakout pre-market high will be 608.08 on the SPY. That will give it a chance to drive up to previous day high. Well, that's what they do, isn't it, Wisdom? They just yap away. They love the sound of their own voice. It's so boring to hear the same narrative over and over and over again. I'm looking forward to a time where it really doesn't matter. So it's saying lowering policy could reignite inflation concerns. Like I said, yapping away. It's because the market right now has moved to about 75% chance of pricing in, or 75% of pricing in a 1/4 basis point cut this month. Earlier this week, that was much, much lower. So the NFP data has helped that. Saying he wants to proceed cautiously and gradually with rate cuts. So high day here for ES, right? 6,100, now trading 101s, 101 quarters. Mag 7 starting to go green. All right, most have gone red to green. Only one's lagging very slightly. Nvidia, very close to going red to green. Apple, red on the day. 0.4% down currently. Everything else starting to go green. So let's see, as they approach probably previous day closes and previous day highs, do they have continuation upside? Can the market continue upside, or is this just a pump to dump on the market for a day 5 play? We will have to see. Remember, the daily has set up for a potential bull flag for expansion higher if it wants, but we have supply overhead. How we react in this supply on the H1 is key. Coming up to tag it now, so coming up for NFP high. We're in H1 supply right here. Right here, this is supply block. So again, do we build liquidity out here for a run higher? Do we steal liquidity, or do we reject for these runs lower? And then you'd be looking for a counter trend into here and continuation if it wants to, only with runners, unless it sets up a new trade play. The W shape here on the M5 is looking very, very good for this move into supply. Any other day I would have been taking this, but I do not like trading that morning print in open on NFP. Amount of times I've seen it run up and then give back 100 points very, very quickly. So here's your opening 5 minutes. So if you're looking for the opening range break on a 5-minute candle, you can think about this. You have targets above if you're looking at that. If we break down below the opening 5 minutes, you also have targets below. You have the Newswick low. So you have clear identified targets if you are an opening range break trader on the 5-minute candle. I'm going to get rid of this now. Less interested in that. So obvious level will be up here into previous day high. Oh, you're not going to draw it today. Previous day high. It's where the market wants to move into. Remember, you've got H1 supply, which starts right now into 30. So 30 up to previous day high is definite supply zone. That's where we did that final push yesterday before failing back down. Nice and patient today. Had a good week, slow week. Monday, Tuesday was great. Wednesday, Thursday, a bit slower. And I don't want to give anything back on the Friday, all right? You want to stick to your process on a Friday, end the week strong, hopefully green. End the week strong, sticking to your process, lock in a nice green week, and enjoy your weekend. So the supply level, definite reaction there so far, but momentum since NFP has been upside for now. So I have to see now, can it hold previous day open and this little breakout zone? Right, we broke out from here. Remember, this is low of day currently on New York session. Should probably put that in, shouldn't I? Where was the New York open? Right here. There we go. Yeah, thin liquidity up here, but they are trying to stack the book 35, 40, and 550, all with about 40 to 50 lots on it. Above that, 560, 565, some sellers with 25 lots, 38 lots. And we still have that seller from yesterday, all right, up around 80s. Between sort of 75 and 600, there's about 200 lots. Same guys from yesterday, same levels, same people, I would imagine, looking to get filled up there, which would be a peek through previous day high, wouldn't it? Be a peak through previous day high for them to get filled. Not much buying on the book down low. 76 lot down at 400. Not much else of interest. Not yet anyway. So it looks like they want to drag the market upside here for now. Again, location not ideal to be a buyer right here. You are buying in supply. So if I'm going to buy in supply, I want to see it start to build out liquidity. Just looking at that H1, I want liquidity to start to be built out. If it's just going to rip higher, it's probably going to go without me. All right, in this morning session so far, just building trend line higher. Remember, I want to buy pullbacks which offer upside. I don't want to start joining as we drift higher. All right, I'd like the market to move here like this. I want to buy these. I don't want to be buying these. Willing to miss it if it's just going to drive straight up without me. That's absolutely fine. Glenn, yeah, I'm just using Bookmap. I'm just using Bookmap for that. So it's no different to reading the DOM, to reading the level 2, but I use Bookmap for a visual cue. I can do something like that. Bookmap's the easiest way of reading level 2, in my opinion. Very, very easy. And what I love about it, compared to reading the DOM, is it will show you when someone is actually filled, and it will also show you when they've pulled their order and when they come back on the books. You've got historical data, so you know when someone's spoofing. You know when someone's spoofing because it will show you it in a visual representation. Wait for support becomes resistance. At which level? I'm just watching the H1 block right now, Glenn. I'm watching that H1 block to see if we react or if we're just going to drive up. All right, on a lower time frame, we're just pointing upside. I'm not going to buy it when we're just going straight upside. It's very, very dangerous. That's more shorts getting squeezed, right? Healthy market, as we know, will move in nice flows up and down, up and down, up and down with pullbacks. Oh, resistance becomes support. Okay, that makes more sense. Around here, yeah, possibly. Again, I don't love location right now. I'd much rather see how we react towards 490, but if we come down to 490, 477, I have a feeling that we're going to start letting go. So just patient here, holding around the highs of that NFP move so far. If you're wondering why I'm not trading this upside, it's just because of the H1 right now. I'm just cautious of this H1. I'm trying to stick to my rules. I don't really want to buy here unless I see us build out sort of like a cup and handle or an inverse head and shoulder with a double bottom. All right, looking at this, sure I'm on the right chart. Looking at this, I would want to see us push up here, pull back, create some sort of structure for me to think about getting long rather than just buying here and having this risk to get dunked on. I'm going to respect supply here. This is where sellers came in yesterday. If we drive straight through it without me, that's fine. If we pull back in, I can then join. It is definitely in squeeze mode right now. So flow zones holding. Straight push off the open. Coming into a new 15-minute bar in about 90 seconds or so. This last 15-minute bar looks very, very strong with a bull flag breakout. Coming up to the top of the 15-minute range. So I would say true supply starts at 50 up towards 68.70, which would be all-time highs. So we are completing that cup effectively. Is 50. So in this M15 block here, really think it should just take out previous day high. There was obvious draw higher here, like we talked about. There was low hanging fruit trade. It was just, could it give an option to buy? Really, the only buy was this right here, which was right at the open. And like I said, I don't like taking that opening 1 minute or 5 minute trade on NFP days. It's just from experience of sitting here. It means I'm going to miss out today, and that's fine. I'd rather be risk adverse, right, protect my capital, and put it on and have to sit through a massive drawdown moment. The red line, good morning. Both markets drifting higher, look like they want to come and attack towards previous day high and all-time highs. Like I said, Mag 7 comfortably green now, other than Nvidia. Everything else green on the session. All right, so tech having a strong day. ES looking strong. Syncs looking strong across the board. VIX is holding that 13 level, all right? I'm not saying it's going to drive much higher, but it is sitting in demand. It can just trade sideways all day. If it trades sideways, the market can still move upside, all right? Tough to watch this go without me participating in it. I'll tell you what, I took signals off because they looked a bit messy. Let's put these back on. It did offer that pullback buy signal this morning. I knew it would have, so I just put it back on. Again, sticking to my rules. So previous day high now taken on the NQ. Not taken on ES yet, but we have taken it on the NQ. Very, very nice drive higher here. So maybe they want to go for that 600. They're starting to add liquidity above like a magnet towards 600 now. Watching ES here, getting very close to previous day high. So if you're in this long, congratulations. Wasn't the setup that I wanted. Wanted to build some form of liquidity like this to get long. But a very obvious target up here, like we talked about at open, very, very obvious. That was the difference between today and yesterday. Today we had a low hanging fruit target above. Yesterday we didn't have it. So yeah, still has room to get there. All right, still has room to get there. Very, very close now. It's a double top up there so far on ES. I'm sure it will go and take that. There you go. So taking the liquidity now across the board. Question now is how high? We're now in price discovery. We are in price discovery. So we can think about maybe from high of day yesterday to low of day. Targets towards 161, which would take us towards the 650 mark. And in the New York session, we can think about this as well. Measured move into 600. So 600, 650 on fibs, measured moves, and psychological levels. That's what I'd be looking at right now. And I'd also be cautious now about the failed breakout. Remember, we said it will need to hold here for continuation. If it starts trading back inside, I'd be very, very cautious, especially with it leaving this down here. But we are in bullish momentum. I'm not saying guess at the top. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just giving you thesis of what can play out. 15-minute bars look very, very strong here. So all-time highs across the indexes. All of Mag 7 now green. How we react at this previous all-time high will be key. Right, can we convert, I'm going to mark it, can we convert that M15 and H1 supply into demand? So now we're through it. I'm looking at these. These were supply blocks before. Now I'm thinking, can we convert this into demand? Do dips hold into here? Effectively a breakout retest model. Morning Minix. ES testing previous day high. Morning Tyson. So either dips hold into these old supply blocks. You can call them what you want, zones, breakers, whatever you want to call them. Same thing no matter what. Either dips hold or we get that failed breakout, steal the liquidity and trade back downside. All right, very, very simple. We planned this all out before the open. I will need NQ to come further down. ES is already coming back underneath previous day high. NQ has not come anywhere near the blocks that I'm interested in. So I'm really looking to see how NQ reacts into around 67, let's just call it 70, down towards 45. If it fails that, then we're going to trade back into the range. Extended from flow zones here as well. I cannot trade this upside here without retest of these blocks and flow zones. I cannot trade this upside. If it just keeps squeezing, it's just going to go without me. That is fine. Just going to stick to my rules. No big deal. Yeah, exactly, Glenn. But ES just did that move and NQ's unwilling to do it so far. Volume stepping back in here at that whole number, 600. If it breaks this, 650 is basically the next fib. I think 600 was the measured move off this open bull flag and push. And the 161 was up towards 650. Market strong today, very, very strong. Looks like shorts are getting run over, they're trapped. Hasn't given me an opportunity to buy yet that I like, unfortunately. Sorry, a frog or something in my throat this morning. And I'm out of water, a little bit of coffee left. Watching orders in the book, not that much above, right? 625, and then after that, not really much there. Some light orders at 650, there's not much up there. Gets very, very thin. Nice exister, yeah. I need to do the same. I've just drunk my cup already. Not a sweep, but it can still be failed breakout, still very early in the day. Remember, we've got like 6.5 minutes until the new hour. Hourly candle looks very, very strong. Upside momentum is very, very strong. All pullbacks have been very, very shallow. Look how shallow these pullbacks are. We're trading up here. There's no pullback here for me to get involved in. Like, I'm not playing this 1 minute pullback straight away. Very shallow pullbacks so far. So big squeeze up without good structure can easily mean big drop down. I'm not saying that I'm taking that short. I'm just saying when we lack structure to that upside, we can give it back into this pocket very, very quickly, and then we can think about how we act. I'm not going to chase the top. Yeah, and more news coming. You're right, top of the hour. We have left that NFP low. It doesn't need to be taken today, but it's worth reminding yourself that we've left it. So consumer sentiment, 10 o'clock. Fed talkers all afternoon. I'd really just like to be out of a trade, or at least just holding a runner before any of these Fed talkers start. It really frustrates me, as you can probably hear in my voice, how often we have Fed talkers. We do not need them in the market talking nonsense. It makes no difference. It's such absolute crap that they need to be heard all the time. That whole market waited for Jerome Powell the other day to sit on a sofa for a TV interview to say absolutely nothing. It's going to be the same today. They're all going to contradict each other. They're all going to say the same stuff over and over again. Cautious on cutting too quickly, yada, yada, yada. We don't know how the tariffs are going to affect. Yeah. Just be quiet. Let the market trade. We all know it. Do I stay out of orange folder news? I don't initiate a position into news, TR. But if I'm in a position and I'm comfortably up and in the money, what I'll normally do is move my stop up into the money. If I'm, say I was bullish this morning from here or from here and I'm up nicely, I'd probably take a partial and I'd move my stop in the money to protect myself from news volatility. But I won't be initiating a trade into news. Okay, so the ES is starting to come back down underneath previous day high here. So 3.5 minutes until a new hourly bar. We are extended away from all moving averages across all time frames right now. And we are trading very, very close to, not there yet, but very, very close to Bollinger Band. All right, so here's your flag breakout. We talked about this all week. Expected yesterday to have a pullback to allow upside potential, and then we have to see if and how we react up here. Remember, we've held that 5-day moving average, right? That 5-day, that blue line. Everything we talked about all week. If you've been here on stream all week, even if you haven't done my course, I've probably given you some edge on how to view the higher time frames here. Very, very probable trades over and over and over again. Yesterday was highly probable to trade back inside the range. So pulling back here, ES letting go of previous day high. Not retesting any key levels yet on the H1 or the M5, M15. All right, how we react in and around here will be key. Do we put in something like this, or do we start to fail underneath and come deeper? Remember, this is here as low-hanging fruit. It might not be today's low-hanging fruit, but at some point, this will be low-hanging fruit. So trading back into flow zones now, allowing them to catch up. Every M1 order block or demand zone, whatever you want to call it, so far hanging on. 90 seconds until the print, until a new hourly candle. So all the Mag 7 now green, everyone green on the day. Apple 0.25%, Microsoft over 0.5%, Amazon 1.4% up, Google 67 or 0.67% up. Good Jesus, can you imagine 67% up? Meta 1.5% up, Nvidia now gone red to green, just over 0.25% up, and Tesla 1.1% up. Yeah, Tyson, that honestly, that is the key right there, the top-down analysis. That's why I start every day in the YouTube. I start every day going daily, hourly, and then downwards into lower time frame. Build your thesis off the top-down analysis. It becomes much, much easier. So 20 seconds until the news, until a new hourly bar and a 4-hour bar. Don't forget, 10 o'clock is a new 4-hour bar. So you can think about the high, close, and open of these two candles, the relationship between the two, the basic principles of S&R of those. Am I in? No, I'm not in anything right now. We're in news right now. Definitely not trading news, not executing in this news print. I did trade pre-market in the room. All right, so I've already locked in some money in the room this morning. Sentiment came in. All right, Michigan. God, I can't talk again. Tell it's early. Michigan sentiment came in at 74. Forecast was 73.2. All right, so pretty much in line. One-year inflation forecast came in hot, 2.9% versus 2.7%, previous 2.6%. So that is drifting higher. Not a good look when you have inflation expectations drifting higher. The market is resilient, might well just shrug it off. New all-time high there printed on that push on the NQ. 5-year inflation came in line at 3.1%. So 650, the next level if we're going to squeeze here. Still no trade for me in the New York session. Traded pre-market before the open. Faded the market a little bit before the open. Nothing since. I faded off the H1 block before the open. So ES dangling right at previous day high. Just watching the volume up here, if they start to build and snap below, very, very early to be thinking about that, but I am watching if volume builds here and they fail to break out and they start to roll and don't just steal, and we can get under these. I'm not going to force anything today. Momentum is upside. Location for a buy is down here somewhere, not up here. But I have got my eye on the ES and on the VIX. VIX starting to find bids in that demand zone that we talked about in Discord. ES failing to make a new high. How this 5-minute bar closes will be important. NQ, relative strength. All of the Mag 7 up like we talked about. Sorry, I got you on the wrong chart. one of those days. I'm not willing to buy up here, right? Not willing to buy up here. Location, unfortunately, was that opening print. If you took that 1 minute or 5 minute opening range breakout, you are very comfortable in the money. I have a rule where I do not take those in news. And living to regret it right now. Let's put it that way. Living to regret it. But that rule keeps me safe more times than not. Location, Tyson. Yeah, basically, I want to see if we can react in here. What you would call a breaker. Just a basic breakout retest. I want to see us how we act in here. If we fail that, into here, and if we fail that, I'm very aware that we can start building liquidity for the way down. This is extended. This is a big extension of a move without any notable retest of levels. ES has done this move, right? ES has done this move. Q's just been very, very strong, and I don't want to buy up high. It is a recipe to get murdered. So we always think, I'm going to do a video on this at the weekend, actually. The 2 questions that will save you and start to probably turn you into a more profitable trader. They'll probably make you trade less, but they'll make you trade better. What is the momentum and what is the location? You want a good location with the momentum on your side. That's when you execute a trade. Right now, momentum has been upside, might get a deeper pullback here. The location is not good to buy. To be a short here, there's no supply up here created yet. If we dump down below, retest, stay heavy, then I would say supply, location is good. And maybe if we come below, change of character, retest, stay heavy, then maybe location and momentum becomes good, right? I don't know, Ryan, I don't know if it does that today. That would be mega. That would be awesome because that would give amazing range. I don't know if it does that today. We're asking a lot for it to do that. It's possible. I've seen weirder things on NFP. Right, if we start to break below here, there's 2 things here. There's sweeps and there's break belows. And if we don't find bids here, if we go into bearish momentum, we've got lots down here. VWAP, lower time frame algo, New York, NFP, previous day low, 5-day, gap fill. All those things are way, way, way down. I'm not going to say we're going to get any of those today. Right now, we're still in bullish structure. So I think the thing to do is if we start breaking down and rolling over and rejecting, and we can think about shorts if it sets up, then we're looking for partial runners for those bigger moves. It might be a move for next week, Ryan. ES is currently stuck underneath previous day high. And the VIX is starting to try and drive higher. If the VIX is really starting to try and go now, 1317. If the VIX gets above 1332, it has gap fill potential up to 1350. Then we're going to go for those highs that we put in yesterday into that range. I'd say 1360 into 1374. That would put pressure on the market if it does that. I'm just telling you what might happen, what can happen, the opportunities that might happen, not what's going to happen. We are just going to trade whatever is in front of us and nothing else. So far, no, not even a sweep of liquidity here. Nothing yet. I'm just going to grab a drink here, guys. I'll be right back. Oh, and I've got you on the wrong chart. I just saw that. There you go, super quick. Sorry, needed some water. Had you on the wrong chart. Sorry about that, guys. If it just builds liquidity here to drive higher, it's not going to be ideal. It looks very good on the SPY and the ES. 5 and 10-minute bars on the SPY and ES holding above previous day high, actually like tapping right into it. The exact move that we want on NQ, ES has done. NQ's not done it, and I'm not going to buy if we're not this here. ES has done equivalently down here in these levels where we have structure. We don't have any higher time frame structure right now on NQ where we're building this liquidity. So ES is doing the work here. It's going to make it tricky. So I'm not going to be playing long up here. Very aware of, let's try and do these. I'm very aware of these right here. And if we start fading micro-wise, and then I want to see if and how we react here. We could steal liquidity, come into higher time frame levels here. Remember, this is old supply block, which could become demand. This would be a nice potential play long if it sets up. The longer we build out here and come down there, the less attractive it is, because it means we're going to build up supply up here if we start fading. Feels like it's going to drift higher, and reason I'm saying that is because it's the harder trade. It's harder to get involved in that long trade right now. Shorts definitely trapped this morning. There you go, continuing to drift higher here. Following structure, multi-time frame, in a buy. Again, it's making it hard for me because it's not giving me what I want, so I'm not trading it, and that's just how it goes sometimes. Sticking to my rules. There you go, squeezing up. So not letting me get involved here in the areas I want to. ES, again, the better trader today has been ES. ES is respecting the higher time frame levels. It's pulling back to higher time frame levels when the NQ is not willing to do that. NQ just in a straight squeeze as tech just keeps drifting higher. All right, so the divergence here, this play here that we got, zoom out a little bit, on the ES, we came down to this structure here and we put in the flag here. We're not doing that on NQ, we're just drifting. So very, very different now in how they look. Might not look that different when you look at the charts, but if you zoom out and look at the higher time frame, they are very different. Easier to see on the ETF. Go to a 10-minute on the ETF. SPY retested previous day high. Broke out, retest previous day high, found bids. QQQ has just ripped higher. All right, almost 2 points higher without coming anywhere near that retest level, which is why I will not be buying this in the push higher. And now we have divergence at the high. ES failed to make a new high there. NQ made a new high there. So more SMT. Why do I not trade ES? I hate jumping between the two. So I'm happy to just miss out on a trade and trade the NQ rather than have to have multiple screens up with multiple entries and make errors. For me, always NQ. I used to trade ES. For me, it's okay. I just trade NQ. It's almost too hard for me to be calling out what I'm seeing, plus have OBS, plus have TradingView, plus have Ninja, and then make sure I'm on the right chart, trading the right account, you know. So I'm okay just trading NQ, it's fine. Maybe I'll change that next year or something. It's okay for me just to miss out on trades, that's absolutely fine. Just not taking it, knowing when I'm going to execute and when I'm not. If it goes without me, it goes without me. That's just part of trading. It is just part of trading. You're not going to get every single play all the time. I'd rather stick to my rules, have this drift higher without me, than chase it and suddenly be dumped on. We've not taken any liquidity. All right, no buyers have been taken out of the market yet. So they're just in total control. It's not given any pain to any buyers. It's not given any deeper pullback. ES is now underneath previous day high again without making a new high. All right, if ES starts to break down here, we're going to have major divergence. Yeah, exactly. Not all trades are mine. Quite like some of his stuff, actually, Exister. He trades off, I think, a 200 SMA and a 20 SMA or something. He makes me laugh when he calls engulfing candles elephant candles, and he goes when it goes higher. He's very simple stuff, but good stuff. Normally, I see him pop him up because I think he's been heavy long in Bitcoin for quite a few years now. So again, no sweep, no breakdown, divergence across them. But ES right now is equivalent to down here, right? It's underneath previous day high. It's down here right now. So if ES breaks out to the upside, then it would have built a very, very nice flag out for that move. Again, this structure here, when we do this, is not something I like to trade. It doesn't mean it can't keep doing it. It can keep doing it, absolutely can. But I am not willing to do this at all-time highs. This can happen just as quick if they want to let it go when we drift higher, not having swept any of the buyers out of the market. Bought his cards to help learn. What are his cards? So he has physical technical cards he sells, does he? Like with patterns and stuff, or? These glasses are killing me. Let's switch out. That's better. But yeah, still underneath previous day high. VIX trying to approach that 1320. Oh, that's cool, Exister. That's quite a cool idea. So you learn the patterns. So low volume on the pullbacks here. Low volume on the pullbacks. Nothing to do here. I will not be playing this. It can go without me. That's absolutely fine. Not going to have a bad Friday here by doing something stupid. Definitely just feels like shorts are falling over themselves right now. I struggle to believe there's any genuine buying up at these levels with big divergences. This just feels like shorts going add, cover, add, cover, getting themselves squeezed out of the market. Yeah, Gabriel, yeah, I nailed that trade in, we talked about it earlier. I nailed it in Discord yesterday, did exactly what we wanted. Why did I not end? What are you talking about yesterday? 15:31. That's yesterday's time. Oh, that is what you're talking about. Yeah, I took the shorts yesterday. After we did that big dump, I can show you where I took it because we're not doing much here. We talked about it in the room. I missed the first move. Okay. I wasn't at my desk for this breakdown. There's your sell. So I took this trade. And the reason I took it was confluence. Fib, high of day to the current low of day, repriced into 50%. Head and shoulders, micro, short here, looking to attack this. What was down here that we talked about all day long? Old point of control. All right, so that was the trade. Done. That paid me yesterday. Had to wait around for it, but I got it. Some guys in chat, like Glenn Paris, took this short into VWAP rotation, IB high into VWAP, another high probable trade. Okay, so continuation of squeeze there. No notable pullbacks in the market. ES looking much better, giving a bull flag potential for breakout. NQ just being a pain today, drifting higher. Okay, so if you're a very good channel trader, good for you. You're having some fun today right now. I do not like these in general at all-time highs. Oh, sorry, Ryan. What a pain that is. So push maybe into 650 like we talked about. We're into sort of measured move territories here. I triple check these on fibs. Yeah, so 161 is into 53. That'd be from previous day high to the current Asia low. And then of the New York session breakout, kind of already there. So 53, I'd say, would be measured move 161 fib breakout area. We're already in squeeze territory. We are just in squeeze territory. Right at the daily Bollinger Band right now. You got the two bottom low. You talking about this? I think that's probably one of the better trades today, if that's what you're talking about, Gabriel. I would have preferred a sweep in. Remember, I'm looking for good value all the time. I don't think that's a bad trade. As long as you've got some set risk here against this or something, you have to have risk in these because you cannot afford for it to dunk on you when you're trading those. We are just holding flow zones right now, holding trend, drifting higher. Yeah, IB in 10 minutes. So far, no trade day for me in the New York session. Yeah, as long as you had a good stop in, Gabriel, that's all that matters. So just drifting higher here. Maybe now they're going to come for some of that liquidity. Who knows? So just talking to a good friend of mine who runs all the comedy tours for around the world, and I was saying that I watched the Jesselnick special last night on Netflix. Could not stop crying. I got to see him at the store about a year ago, so I knew some of the jokes. I love Jesselneck. Like, I think he's fantastic. Just doesn't give a about anyone. Clearly, it's a joke. Everything's a joke. Super inappropriate. Lots of death jokes. Thought he's awesome, man. I've definitely want to go back and see him again. Yeah, it's really good. Apparently, there's a good Jamie Foxx special coming out on, I think it's on Tuesday, where he talks about Diddy. So I'm interested to hear that. Yeah, Jamie Foxx, his special's on Netflix. Yeah. I think it's next Tuesday it's out. Because he almost died and everyone said it was, what were they saying, pneumonia or something? But apparently he talks about being drugged at Diddy parties or something. Whether that's a joke or not, I have no idea. We'll have to find out. Okay, so first time we're seeing something happening here, some form of pullback. Again, I'm not looking particularly long here, watching the ES duck below previous day high. Again, I don't want to be buying all the way up here. I'm really not interested. It can just go all day without me. I'll just sit it out. Thinking about the initial balance type plays now, looking at that clear rejection. How many times am I going to say this over the next few weeks? Clear rejection of the Bollinger Band. Look at that. Spot on for now. You have to understand the relationship with them, where we might run out of room to continue running higher. It's tough to do nothing. It's probably the hardest skill is to do nothing. Just watching SPY and ES just trading back and forth between previous day high and current high. They just look much better traders, much better traders in the higher time frame. Exister, yeah. Yeah, it's a different kind of skill, this, isn't it? Doing nothing for reason rather than can't be bothered. It's so hard, man. It's so hard because I've got like, this shoulder's like, just go long. Just go long. Who cares? They might squeeze it. Go long. And this shoulder's like, guess the top. Guess the top. Guess the top now. It could flush this much. The answer is neither. Neither. Location's gone, man. Location has been and gone. It absolutely tore through overnight high, previous day high, without looking back. Or pardoning his son. It's not gone down well, has it? So 2 minutes until the IB. Did I read something somewhere he's like going to pardon Fauci because they're worried about Trump going after him? I don't know how you can pardon before it's happened. Andrew H, initial balance. So it's the high and low created from the 9:30 to the 10:30 print. That's your initial balance. You'll see it come on my screen the moment we hit 10:30 in the market. Yeah, like I don't necessarily disagree with you, Ali. I just think if you say you're not going to do something as president and then you go and do it with all that controversy, you're just opening yourself up for criticism, aren't you? I'm not saying anything else. I'm just saying it hasn't gone down well. I don't know how it works with the pardons. Like, you guys are American. If he pardons people who've committed no crimes and then they get accused of those crimes later, does that mean they can't be done for it? Is that how it works? Is that why he's doing that? I genuinely don't know enough about that stuff. It's not something we have in the UK. You can't pardon someone for anything in the UK. Okay, yeah, well, it makes sense then. Thinks they're going to be pushed by the Trump administration, I'm guessing. Genuinely, Ali, I don't know anything about that, but I'm sure you're right. I literally know nothing about it. In case you can't tell from my voice, I'm English. Okay, so moving into initial balance now. So you'll see that IB high has now been printed on the screen. So you've got to think about failed auctions and rotations. I'm going to put in an anchored view up to the New York Open here. Okay, just in case we go rotation from IB to New York Open view up, which would also be a sweep of these levels of liquidity. All right, so it's starting to look potentially like that's a possibility. Again, you've got trendline liquidity here. So those of you who trade ICT, you'd call it low resistance liquidity. All right, this is where bulls are on them averaging, holding up. You're still in bullish momentum. What a boring session. Hopefully some of you have made some money in this. Thank God I took something pre-market. I think otherwise I'd be even more frustrated right now that I'm doing nothing. Literally having to put my hands in my pockets. That's how much I have to work on it sometimes. All right, there is a seller just stepped in on the book. 21,675 100 lot, and then another 100 lot up at 700. Buy on the book 562, 100 lot down there, 562. 562, all right, down here. So previous day high, basically. There's a buy down at previous day high. Sellers now coming in, 650, 170 lot at 650 has just come on the tape. All right, so 650, 675, 700. So those psychological numbers, whole numbers. Previous day high being tested again here on ES. All right, so ES is basically doing a wedge. If you look at ES on a 5-minute, it's doing a wedge. If it starts to let go of one side, it can be violent because there's a ton of stops being built up in this both sides. Yeah, ADHD doesn't help with trying to do nothing. I can imagine. I can imagine. Neither does having a coffee in the morning. I've already got a tell that I would have if I was on tilt, where my legs are bouncing and I'm not in a trade. It's just like the energy, you know? So I'm already noting, okay, you are desperate to do something right now. It's not a good look. When I'm trading well, I'm not desperate to do anything. I'm just see a pattern, execute the pattern, get a stop, get a TP, let it work out. So there's your first sweep of an internal right here. This was a failure to make a new high. To see, does it want to come rotation from IB to, this is New York VWAP, if you're wondering, this is New York VWAP. And we have liquidity left here from buyers on that trend line on the move up. This is the whole reason I haven't been participating as a buyer up here, because we've never come back down and retested key levels and we've built trend line liquidity. That does not mean it has to do it. I cannot say this enough. This is just me talking thesis of why I haven't executed a trade yet. Thumper was from Winnie the Pooh, right? Is that right? It's the only time I've heard that name, I think. Maybe showing my age there. Oh, it's Bambi. Okay, Bambi. The rabbit. Yeah, I thought it was Winnie the Pooh for some reason. Bambi, there you go. Ay, ay, ay. Welcome to Fridays. Jeez. Yeah, it is getting very tight on ES. Very, very tight. Look how much better that looks on ES than on NQ. Way better. Way more better. NQ is holding a 5-minute imbalance from that last drive up, in fairness. Flow zone still holding. Structure still bullish. Liquidity still above 650. There's 180 lot there. Then 675. There's 109 lot there. And then at 700, there is 120 lot there. So those are the magnets. If they're going to drag it higher, those are the magnets they're going to drag to. So still just holding this channel. If they run through IB high, they'll probably pop all the stops and expand higher then. Again, not one sweep, really. Did we sweep there? I don't think we even swept there. So bullish structure without a sweep of liquidity. Still concerned about all these levels. Yeah, IB rules still apply for sure. For sure, but just remember, if you're taking a breakout retest of IB high or a breakout of IB high, just remember where you are on the daily. you're right at the top of the Bollinger. So we don't know how far this can go. The fib move was basically to where we are now. And the fib move that we did, I'm just going to triple check that one more time from yesterday's high. Oh, wrong indicator. There's my fib. There we go. From yesterday's high to the low that we put in overnight. Okay, so from yesterday's high to 425 around there, we are basically trading into the fib. All right, 58 or so would be the fib. So location is in an extension right now. So it's trading that IB high breakout pullback is not great location today. If that IB high, right, if we'd done this in the morning session and the IB high was here and we did this, great location because you have clear levels to aim for, previous day high and extension fibs. Right, but now that IB high is way up. Yeah, CC it's possible it can drift higher, but I would say it's probably going to collect some stops first. Struggling to find the will to stay on stream here. It must be boring for you lot when I'm not trading. Gooseball's still talking. That's probably not helping the market either, where you just got these Fed talkers all day. Yeah, exactly. Bo. I always find when you come on here, you have very similar opinions to me, which is good. Which is a good thing. Farm RPG. What is that? Is that a game or a crypto coin or? Gabriel, that is practicing, man. That's like riding a bike. So you need to be doing it on sim. Train your brain to execute when you see the strategy telling you to take a trade there, and then do it with tiny size and just build up the repetition of your brain to know it's okay to do it. That is the only way you're going to get through that fear. Your fear will be conquered by taking multiple trades over and over again and having a good strategy. A browser game. Okay, cool. Yeah, see, that's what happens. It's all right. If you didn't catch it because it didn't set up in your location, right? This is what I have to remind myself and everyone who trades me all the time. If you are trading your process, reward yourself. If that means not taking a trade, well done. If that means taking a trade and stopping out, well done. If that means taking a trade and it goes to your location and you make money, well done. Where you mustn't reward yourself is taking a trade when there's no setup, moving your stop, having a big win when you shouldn't have taken that trade, DCAing into trades, etc., etc. You need to reward yourself for process. Right now, my process is telling me don't take a trade. So as frustrating as it is, I'm trying to remind myself that this is good trading. All right, trading's like playing chess. You can't go in with a machine gun and try and kill everything, right? You have to strategize nice and slowly. But you've got to execute when your trade setup is there. Know your trade setup, execute that setup, and learn from that execution. Right? You can track your stuff if you don't have something that's automatically tracking it, which is one of the reasons I absolutely love Tradeify. The stuff that is coming on the back end is amazing, better than TradeZeller. And it's all for free once you have an account. I'm going to do a video on it this weekend. Some of the updates coming are really, really good. Starting to search for that liquidity then, finally, that we talked about. Failure to make a new high, starting to search for liquidity. Question now is, do we get a sweep, or are bulls greedy and trapped up here? If they're greedy and trapped up here and we start to break down, we think about IB to VWAP, we think about sweeping of these levels. If we really start to let go, we're going to watch the M5 and the H1. H1 can reprice all the way back to previous day high, 563. If it really wants to come and retest NFP wick, 530. If we get heavy underneath that, and bulls are significantly trapped at the highs, I know it's going to sound ridiculous, but I've seen weirder things on NFP Friday than these moves. I have seen that on NFP Friday. I'm not saying we do that. I'm just saying this is why I'm not trying to buy up here. Yeah, TradeZeller is good. But yeah, they basically got a back end coming into Tradeify, which gives you so much detailed stats. It's coming early next year, I believe. It's already got better the last few weeks, but there's a whole system in the back end coming in. Really, really good. If we start to flip the M1 here, we'll probably get a sell signal. All right, if this starts to flip, we will get a sell signal. Just remember, sell signal on the M1 is early. That is before any other signal. M5 has plenty of room to come back down towards flow zones if it wants to. Plenty of room. So that is our first level of sweep right here. Double bottom, swept, trading back inside now to see how it acts in and around here. Do we get continuation lower, or was that a grab to try and attack that IB high and go and search for that liquidity? 650, 675, 700. Not just saying those because they're psychological. I can literally see the sellers on the book. There is 170 lot at 650. That's pretty decent size for NQ. Yes, underneath previous day high, right at the bottom of its bull flag, or let's call it a wedge more than a bull flag. If it starts rejecting previous day high and wants to rebalance lower, you have to be very, very cautious. If you are in some of this long, I would really consider starting to lock some profits in. Yeah, potentially, Ryan. But remember, only on an M1. If you move out to a higher time frame, all right, as soon as you go to an M5, your swing low really on an M5 is around 593. Right, so on an M1, yes, first lower high, fail attempt to make a new high here. First lower low. On an M5, what did I say? 93. So somewhere around here will be an M5. Can do this as well. ES potentially letting go. ES has liquidity at around 104, 104, 105. I really need to get another coffee here, guys. I will be very, very quick. Hopefully, I've got a pot still next door. I'm running on fumes right now. It's Friday. I'm tired. I'll be right back. All right. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your patience. All right. Starting to play out then here. There's the rejection on ES. So notice the ES on a 5-minute bar. 2 bars rejection previous day high here. Might want to rebalance lower here, like we talked about. Again, this is why I refuse to buy highs when we don't retest. So even if you haven't got the trade today, maybe this has helped you stay out of temptation of buying up here and getting stuck. All right, so hopefully I've helped you there, if nothing else. If nothing else. Remember, H1 levels and M5 levels are way, way, way down for where we're looking. All right, going to go to higher time frame. Remember, the area that I was interested in buying is down here. Break and retest, or if we're going to come even lower, these H1 blocks. Okay, and we've trapped supply up here now. Look at the point of control. It's up high. Those buyers who forced it are underwater now. Right, so hopefully I've helped you here, team. All right, hopefully, even if you take nothing out of today other than that, understand the higher time frame locations. Once you understand higher time frame locations and you trade in good areas, you are going to increase your win rate significantly. Yeah, totally right, Bo. Exactly. We wouldn't bet on it, but we've seen it before. It's kind of one of those kind of discussions, isn't it? But the key thing is not getting trapped. You do not want to be the guy getting trapped, buying high because you're like, this is going higher without me. This is going higher without me. This is going higher without me. I want to participate now. And suddenly, before you know it, you're 50 points down in a candle or two, and you've used all your bullets, that kind of thing. But hopefully, I'm trying to teach as I go here. All right, trying to give you some nuggets, not everything from the course, but some nuggets for free. Honestly, higher time frame. I cannot say it enough. The amount of traders who focus on the 1 minute. I will execute on a 1 or 2 minute, but I am very, very focused on 1 hour, daily, 5:15. That's what gives me my thesis, and then I execute on a 1 minute. That's for me. If you're trading another style and you've got something that works for you, by all means, I am not trying to shit on anyone's parade. There's lots of different ways to trade, okay? Loads of different ways to trade, but that's how I like to trade. Yeah, potential. Like I said, the high probability trade, what you need to be careful of, VWAP, deeper pullback, we built some structure here. If we start to roll this, short trade here, but where it's going to get tricky now, previous day high, remember there's demand in here and there's demand in here. So really need to see how we act in those locations, but it is potential it's starting to break down. I am thinking about taking a snap trade here. Watching ES as well. I'd like to see us trade back down into New York VWAP and lose New York VWAP. That would give me really good thesis that we're going to go much, much lower. So far, I bounced that in and around deep pullback, New York VWAP. We've got a double distribution type day. Underneath 93, we actually get a little bit thin down towards 34. The relationship between the hourly candles now. As long as we stay heavy versus the old hours close and high, which we are right now, we have a chance to reprice this hourly candle. The hourly candle is in the 9 a.m. candle. We're in the 10 to 11 o'clock candle, and we have 5 minutes until a new candle. If we're going to hold these levels, again, this can be pulled back to go back upside. Still hasn't really come deep enough to where I would really want to participate. It is not there yet. I'm going to triple check that. Yeah, it's not there yet. ES and SPY, on the other hand, are. All right, this is the tricky thing. SPY has tapped its VWAP and tapped into the old high that it put in yesterday. That's exactly where it's come down to. So again, SPY has been quite, or ES, both of those together, they've been quite nice traders today. They are playing off very nice technical levels. Remember, new hourly bar coming in 4 minutes or so. We have a doji on this last hourly bar now. If we close down, plenty of time for this to quickly ramp back up if it wants to. So already now closing above the old hourly bar if we close up here. You'd want to see this close weak, really. You don't want to see this close back high on an hourly if you're thinking about short thesis. That rotation pretty much did it. We missed by a tiny bit. IB high to VWAP. QQQ didn't do it. SPY did do it. This was anchored off the New York Open. All right, so this is often a high probability trade. Again, I say this every day. We talk about it every day. Buyers effectively coming in and protecting that 600 level as well. Back to previous day high here on the ES. So if they build liquidity here, you want to be careful. All right, I'm going to remove this now. Don't need that. We've done that move effectively. They build liquidity outside of here, be careful. All right. If they trap shorts in chasing, if they get enough, this. Still 50-50 for me, honestly, 50-50 right now. I'd still like to see it move lower. Don't think this is that much of a pullback. 50 points off the IB high. Volume candle right here. So let's call it 3630 will be a key level. $90 seconds or so, just over to a new H1 bar. I can't believe it if that's going to be the buying opportunity. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right, Bo. It's just we're trading back up to POC here. This is where all the volume is right here, and you can see it in this candle as well. It's kill candle. Most of volume on the day. This is average price of volume of the day here. So do sellers take control and stay heavy against that or not? It's amazing how nice SPY is trading. If you look at yesterday's high on like a 10-minute on the SPY and you look at VWAP, it's just been beautiful. Flag pre-market, breakout, new all-time highs, pull back in on the SPY into previous high and VWAP, hold, and then trying to drive back upside. Like, it's really, really nice technical trade at that. Yeah, I'm not in anything still. Like I said, nothing. So that deep pullback opportunity seems like it was it. New H1 candle here. Watch this inverse head and shoulders if they're going to find a way of holding this. Help me out here, team. If you haven't hit that like button, hit it. Let's get it up to 50. Always have a daily goal of at least 50. Again, POC here, like we talked about, that key level in towards 630. So some attempt from sellers here so far to try and hold POC, but we are trying to reclaim the flow zones. It was a pretty good push back up. And the H1 candle closed high, all right? Range has just gone from this market after that move, completely gone. Maybe we get an afternoon move. Definitely won't be hanging around for that on a Friday though. And stick with you guys for another hour. Hopefully we get something in this hour. Sellers are still there on the book. 650, 675, 700. Same order lots. 167 orders at 650 right now. They're trying to drag it up there. That's where they want it to go. So if they've caught enough here, then they will do this move, right? If they've caught enough here, they're going to try and do this move. Be careful of that. That's the only thing I'm careful of right now. This is POC up here. Definite key level. It's basically the same level as previous day high on ES. Maybe they just trigger a squeeze straight back up if they can get going. It's a nice engulfing candle here left as a signature if it's going to hold. We are starting to go sideways. Look, deep pullback and momentum clouds very, very close now. Remember, higher time frame is bullish. Location has not been ideal for buys since NFP, well, since New York. Once we broke out of that morning 5-minute push, after that, location is gone. So again, very, very critical level here at the point of control. Most volume is trapped around 630 right now. Most volume traded on the day is there. So above that, potential for a bullish move and a squeeze. Below that, potential that buyers above it are trapped. If we start to flip this, maybe, oh, come on. If we start to flip this and do this move, then we can think about this move here into here. And then can we do that? Or do we just roll over? Nine more likes left, please, people. 9 likes left. I'm going to post, probably do an education video for you this weekend. I haven't done one for a while, so I've got a few ideas that I want to do. Most of the tech still green other than Nvidia. Nvidia down just over 1%. ES still underneath previous day highs, flirting with a potential bear flag break of structure on the ES. NQ the complete opposite. So for every day this week, we've had some divergence. Heat map, yeah, book map. Book map, Glenn. It's a heat map, effectively, yes. Shows me resting liquidity on the charts. So drive back to POC yet again. Here's the squeeze then, that inverted head and shoulders we talked about. Clearly caught enough shorts down here now. Pivoting back up, and it's going to use this liquidity for a run higher now. So it can use these stops and these stops. 650, use these stops for 70 and 700. All right, that's what it's trying to do now. Trying to go for a clear out for that stop run back up. I won't be doing that vid this weekend. That would take a lot of preparation and work. So right at POC, through POC now, and it's trying to expand the range higher. ES still trapped underneath previous day high. All right, ES still cannot get through previous day high. Yeah, don't worry too much about the spoofing. What's good, when we're drifting into all-time highs like we are now, it's good to see where the liquidity is. It's really good for that. I'm not too bothered about the spoofing. That seller at 21,650, he's been there all day. And the last hour or so, the guy at 675 and 700 has also been there. Massive, massive battle here around point of control. Okay, massive, massive battle here, like we talked about. Buyers will want to use this liquidity to get back up here. Sellers will want to stay heavy versus around 30, like we talked about. Break of structure here is a big, big issue for those buyers up high. Question is, how many sellers went short, 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 averaged in, cover average point here? They need it under here for a big relief. Nothing yet with big displacement on like a 5 minute or anything like that. But the hourly looking better now for a sell. Do we get some momentum coming downside? Here's ES2 VWAP then. Yeah, that's violent selling. You can see the volume starting to pick up now. Do they bounce this at VWAP, or is this going to open the gate for a rotation lower? We are going to get thin after underneath the last hour. So underneath the 590s, we get pretty thin on volume. So we could, under 590, we could reprice to 530s very, very quickly. Right, so basically underneath, effectively here, this is thin. This was a squeeze. If we get under here, this could drop very, very quickly. Oh, sorry about that. Contentious areas here. Effectively triple bottom there, and liquidity here. So ES into VWAP into the top of the range where it put in that W this morning after NFP, after the big push up. It put in a W pattern. I'm looking at like an M5, and it held for that breakout long. We are trading back into that area. That area that we're trading back into on NQ is here, right? So on ES, we are already here, so that you understand the divergence right now, the relative strength of the NQ, because tech has been trading higher. They need an hourly reprice lower here, bears. If they can't get an hourly reprice lower, and we can sustain up here for another 50 minutes, they will be in trouble going into the afternoon. If they can get that hourly reprice lower, it could get very, very violent if intraday bulls got trapped at the highs up and around the daily Bollinger Band. So you need to see this breakdown beneath 590, basically. The old hourly low, yeah, 95. How it acts there going to be key. Buyers starting to come on the tape now, around 90, and then under that, 562, 167 orders at 562. ES back into VWAP here. So again, hopefully this has helped you. We are about to trade into New York VWAP here on the NQ. That blue line is anchored to the New York Open. Remember, true VWAP is down here. We start letting go of this. Again, like I said, it gets thin under 590. Very, very thin. I'm starting to think about, can I join this now? I've joined this short for a snapshot on this breakdown. I'm going to cover one here straight away. Need 90s to stay heavy here. Only in small size. Wanted to join a snapshot just in case we do this right here because we're thin. Moving my stop down aggressively with it now. Trailing very, very fast. Bingo. There we go. $1,000 just like that. That'll do. Had to wait all day, but that snapshot paid. We'll re-attack this if we stay heavy. Remember, under 90 is the level. If we stay heavy around here, I'm going to re-attack this for a look back down into some of these levels. As a reminder, where we're coming into on the M5 and H1, why I started covering, I'm just going to move you to a higher time frame so you can quickly have a look. Okay, we're coming down. This is why I said it gets thin under here. Look at the volume under here. Very, very, very thin. What do we have here, though? Yesterday. Value area high, block. M5, previous day high. All right, so my easy trade was into that level where I knew we were thin. That's why I was very, very quick on it. Let's go, boys and girls. Or they, them, there. Or she. I don't know what you're supposed to say nowadays. If I've insulted anyone, it's not on purpose. But you know what I'm saying. Let's go. Money on a Friday. We will take it, won't we, team? We will take it. Let's go. All right, ES traded into lower time frame algo. All right, and previous day, is that previous day open, previous day close on ES? Let me have a quick look. Previous day close, right? So ES holding daily levels here for now. So bounce off PDC back to VWAP. All right, so now you can start to see why I'm giving you constant narrative. When you're in these, you have to be quick with them because they can be violent moves, because higher time frame narrative is still to move higher. Remember, any short today so far will be a higher time frame pullback until it proves otherwise. So for example, H1 can create a flag, pullback and go. This could just be down here all day and then Monday, Tuesday, for example. Might want to reprice into this block. It might want to reprice even lower. If it starts letting go of this and failing the retest, then we think about lower prices back down into gap fill. I need to pull this across gap fills here. So hopefully you can see how I start putting everything together with higher time frame analysis, point of control, who's stuck. All I'm ever thinking about is who's stuck and where is an area I want to participate in. Remember, the areas I wanted to think about buying from today were here, blue blocks. Here, here's your M5 balance. There's VWAP. These are areas I want to buy from. I took the short into that, didn't have time to flip long. That was very, very quick. If we're going to drive higher, right, if shorts chase didn't cover, they might get squeezed out now. Hopefully you're learning something here, and hopefully you're making money. If you got some money with that with me today, please post a W in chat. Let me know. Bo, I'm guessing you got that. Beautiful. Great move, Ramos. 350 on that snap. Nice, Ryan. Gabriel, so I'm just catching up with the chat now. Took the sell. Thank you for helping with structure. You are welcome. Christy, thanks. Just made up your losses from earlier. Great work. Tyson passed one eval, up 1,000 on two more, 400 plus on your two PAs. Let's go, Tyson. Sticking to the rules that we talked about earlier in the week. Great work, buddy. Aaron with the W, Christy with the W, Miguel with the W, Ryan with the W. Christy, learning to be patient. That's the key to being a trader. Be a sniper in the market. Jeff, W's. DJ Noah, W's. I love it, guys. I love it. Like we talked about earlier, you do not want to go into the market with an M16 trying to shoot everything. You will get murdered by a sniper, right? We need to be snipers in the market. When the trade's there, I can't remember who was saying it earlier. They were struggling with executing their strategy. When the trade's there, we take it. Yeah, we take it when it's there. Notice how patient I was all day. All day. None of this was for me. I knew we were building liquidity. Even this I didn't take. But once we started failing here, snap trade into these levels. There's the liquidity. Bang, bang. Missed the last TP, but that's fine. Bang, 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 bang. Sniper in that trade. Made our money. Done. Now we relax for a little bit and we think about what the next trade might be. And if it didn't work, that was also okay because I stuck to my plan. If I lost on that trade and it ripped me back upside, my stop was in and that's okay. That's all right, Bo. Well, again, you are trading very well because the key thing there says you didn't get it because your strategy didn't give you the signal. That is great trading. You are waiting for your strategy. I'm going to move these red lines, remove these now because we've taken that liquidity now. So again, the two things we can now think about is if we get continuation of the short, it will need to reject this like this is and get through this and rotate lower. Otherwise, if it's trapped significantly, we're going to think about the same thing. Are we going to build liquidity after stealing liquidity and trade back upside for this move here, right? It tried to do it here and it failed at that POC. I will tell you now, unless something is very clear and obvious, I will probably be chilling now, mainly because I'm looking at this H1. This H1 just repriced and the buyers came in. These are the levels we were thinking about earlier at buying at. They came back in. So that short down to there has gone. The trade location for the long fall now has gone. I don't want to be trading in and around POC. Lots of people have struggled today getting chopped up. Chris with the W, Thumper with a small W. Hey, small W's on a Friday. We will take them. We will take them. This week, sorry, has been a very, how should I put it? Consistent small winner type of week. And I have to remind myself, it's been 4 figures every day, not necessarily multiple 4 figures, but 4 figures every day. Over the course of a year, that will add up. Do not get money dysmorphia, okay? Especially if you're trading multiple accounts. Today, I was just trading my Top Step Express account. Left my Traderify accounts alone. we'll trade those again next week. But I was 4 days green in my TraderFi this week. Haven't touched them on a Friday. Maybe I'll trade them if we get something really clear and obvious. Maybe I'll trade them in a bit, but it will add up, especially if you're trading multiple accounts. Don't get it twisted. All right. Any good green trade will add up over time. You don't need to swing big contracts for huge moves all the time. There is a battle going on right here. ES is failing VWAP right now. The battle is in this imbalance here. Right, so big flush, soaked right back up. Buyers will want to hold this. If shorts chased and didn't cover into the liquidity, this is the level. Buyers will want to hold this and reclaim the flow zones for a rotation upside. That liquidity is still on the book. 650, 675, 700 is still in the book. If buyers fail to hold this and we retest this low and get a breaker structure and we fail previous day high and VWAP here, it is in a look out below type scenario. From a selfish point of view, I would kind of like it to trade sideways the rest of the day because I think it sets up for some nice action on Monday. Once you pass an eval, do you move straight to live automatically? Are you on TraderFi, Ryan? If you've just passed an eval now, you would move on Monday. You'll probably have to sign some paperwork on TraderFi. Well, on any of them, you just normally need to sign a piece of paperwork. Strictly Biz with a W, love it. Okay, so bull's trying to hold this, like we talked about. Key level here. Ryan, that is music to my ears, my friend. So I've been working with Ryan now. When did we start working together, Ryan? Earlier this year? 4 or 5 months ago. Great work. Yeah, take it nice and slow, get that past March. There you go. That's not long. Ryan had never traded before. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Beautiful. So 9 to 10 months. He finished the course, started trading on TraderFi, and hopefully will pass next week. And he took a big break. Yes, you took a break, and you might need to take more breaks because you've got to have that fight. Must be coming up soon, is it, in Dublin? So battlegrounds here. Yeah, didn't trade June, and I made you take that week off for election as well, right? So I had some time off. Nice, Strictly Biz. Glad you're enjoying it. Good to have you here. Fighting in France 1st of February. Oh, awesome, man. Oh, yeah, I forgot you told me it was in France. Same promoter as last time. Nice. Okay, so back to the anchored VWAP off the New York Open. ES trading back into that lower time frame algo. Yeah, he's an MMA fighter. Ryan's an MMA fighter. Yeah, that's fine. Red line, wait for the next setup. Wait for that next red setup. Next red setup? What am I talking about? Next setup. Just wait for the next setup. Doesn't need to be red. Definitely don't make it a red one. Six more likes, please, team. Come on. We can do 6 more likes. We can do 6 more likes on a Friday. I know there's less of you here today, probably taking a long weekend. Good for you all. M15 still holding imbalances. I still think this wants to rotate lower. Look at the difference right now, okay? ES, to give you an example, is here. It's right down here, right? It's by its IB low. This is how much the divergence is in the market right now. So like I said today, ES has definitely been the better trader today. It's been really nice. Range not as big, of course, on the ES, but it's been a good trader. Yeah, exactly. Patience is key. Stick to the process. Don't oversize. Don't force anything. You will be absolutely fine, red line. So here, 21 EMA type jobby here. If it reclaims, remember, multi-time frame is up. But again, the key level is, where did we say? 30s. Point of control here. Make sure I'm on the wrong chart. Here you go. This is what bulls want. This level here is going to be key, the POC. If they can get through this with volume, they're going to start to attack all the shorts up here. If they can't get through it, shorts will remain in control. The only issue for shorts is this right here. If you had breakout shorts attacking the market here, rather than taking partials where we did. So if their average price on the short is down here, they're in trouble. They can use this level here as their stop to get the squeeze back up. Most of this is from the stops being popped, right? This swing here, it's expanded lower because it took out all these stops. So you had 1 level, 2 level, 3 level, 4 levels of buyers with their stops around an average of 90. That's what we talked about, around 90. So it slammed down through them, stopped them out, but you will be surprised when buyers stop out, they sell the market. You'll be surprised how many shorts entered here with us and didn't cover. Point of control is based, the one I'm looking at is based on current volume session on an hourly chart. So session volume profile, point of control. So most volume traded here. What is the red line on my chart? This, make sure I'm talking about the right one. This one right here is previous day high. So previous day high is red, previous day low is green, previous day open is white, and previous day close is white. Right, I'd have to zoom out for you to see the, I might even have to turn them on. There you go, previous day open, previous day high, previous day low. So it looks like they're going to try and trigger the squeeze here. Breaking out through here, if they can reprice through 25, they should come straight through 30s, through point of control, and come for that IB high. ES will need to get through VWAP for the NQ to do that. There you go, squeezing up now. So all those shorts are about to get smoked. One more like, team. We need one more like on the stream to get to 50. I really don't think I'm asking a lot here. We need to get this stream moving. When I see some of these other traders teaching you absolute nonsense and losing on a daily basis with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people watching, I cannot believe it. Yeah, TR, inverted head and shoulders. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Neckline here. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. Using this, need to get through this reprice through 30s, which is point of control, opens the door for IB high. Through that, straight squeeze up, 75, liquidity pull up here on the tape, and 700. Remember, it doesn't have to do this. This is just where the liquidity is if it wants to search. If it uses their stops to search, it can also fail breakout. It can fail in this imbalance here, but so far it's trying to reclaim. The key for this for me will be the VIX. VIX is looking to break down low of day right now. If VIX continues to break down and ES can pump up over the VWAP, it has that potential move upside. Yeah, I know, it's wild. It is wild. Some of the amount of people watching some of these people get. But there's even guys I like who just don't teach and they just take random trades and they still have hundreds, if not thousands of people watching. We've got to be about 90% win rate on this stream since we started. We've got to be right up there. So here we go. Here's the squeeze, just like we talked about. Very, very simple. Boom, boom, boom. They got trapped. Reprice this. We are into point of control now. 30. We squeeze through POC. We are going to go straight for these. So liquidity here, liquidity here, liquidity here. Very similar to the type of move we took downside to take out liquidity. Now we're doing the move upside to take out liquidity. Difference is this is a pro trend. So if they squeeze all of these, we can keep going. If there is buying momentum in the market, what you have to be careful of is tech is having to do the heavy lifting. Mag 7's all green other than Nvidia. Nvidia almost down 2% on the day. Everything else is up. Tee up. Point of control's right here. Right here on an hourly. So I only have it on the hourly chart. So I'm watching multiple charts all the time. You can't see them all on screen because I just don't have the screen space to put them on for you on YouTube. But yeah, I have it always on the hourly. Otherwise, I'm going to have to put it on here and move it constantly. And I want it on an hourly so I can see session volume profile. Because this is already very messy, right? This is a lot of indicators using the flow zone on here for you. It's already messy, especially with the writing. I would prefer not to have that, but I have it on here so I can teach everybody, because you can see the relationship. If I go to ES, you'll see that we held lower time frame algo and previous day close, right? So the trade came down, lower time frame algo, previous day close, IB low. If they hold this, potential rotation, but ES is getting stuck versus supply right now. Very, very different charts. If you do, I don't know if you're doing the course or did the course, when you do the course, you'll understand how I use the various time frames and how I set everything up. That's why I'm constantly quoting things to you. Danny, what Danny trades? That guy's a joke. Absolute joke, man. And I can't believe Jay Dunn's working with him on that firm. That's all I'm going to say about that. I think Jay Dunn's a good guy. I got no time for Danny at all. Bad teaching, casual racism. I think Top Step were horrendous in giving that guy any voice at all. Yeah, Jay Dunn's a good dude. Very, very different characters. Jay Dunn's been around for a minute. But yeah, I'm not here to shit on anyone, so I'll close my mouth there. But anyone who's racist like that, I just got no time for. Anyone who's teaching gambling, no time for. Especially when they own a prop firm now. It's in their interest to make sure people lose, regardless of what they say. It can encourage people to use, 15 lots and blow up their accounts and keep buying. It's good for his business. So expect us to pop this level up here, really, 35s. Liquidity coming on the tape. There's a 100 lot at 40 now, and then 165 lot at 50. I expect us to go and take that. I honestly do. If we go and take that, the one thing I'd be watching right now is ES. ES has not made a higher high, so ES on a 5-minute is consistent lower lows, lower highs. ES will need to get through previous day high to open the gate for anything higher. M1 to IB setting up. Yeah, potentially. Basically, it needs to hold this. All right, so the entry was here. You're entering very late now. The entry was here, so it's here. Partials, runners, hoping you get this. But again, ES is going to have to do the work. ES, remember, is basically done this move here. ES is way down here. So if ES rejects its supply and rolls over and tech gets exhausted, then the market can roll with it. The reason I'm saying that is just because tech is doing all the heavy lifting. We're near IB high here on NQ. ES is like here right now. It's VWAP, which is actually positioned more like here in relationship to IB. So ES has done this. It's just here. Very, very different. Yes, we trade the chart in front of us, but we have to be aware. We can't expect Mag 7 to constantly do all the work. Yeah, that's great, Miguel. Hey, look, you're green. You had 2 small wins. It's a Friday. It's not necessarily been the easiest price action the last few days. And you're not overtrading. That's fantastic work. I guarantee you, I absolutely guarantee you, much like yesterday, lots of people blew up. I absolutely promise you, you had this today. People going short, 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 blow up. And then going long, 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 blow up. Right? I promise you, that's why the market moves this way. So not overtrading and being green. Give yourself a pat on the back. Go and have a good weekend. Recharge, get off the screens, do things that make you happy and make you wholesome. Speaking of that, what are you all going to do this weekend? QQQ, I don't see QQQ really at supply. QQQ, I'm watching it on a 10-minute, is pressing towards high of day right now. I think it's going to break out. Yeah, I'm watching a 10-minute on QQQ. It looks traded back to VWAP, found a bounce, and then now is just doing a bull flag on a 10-minute for a potential breakout on QQQ. SPY and ES, very different, Ramos. What's everyone doing this weekend? VIX starting to break down, right? VIX, new low of day here. VIX breaking down here. If VIX starts snapping underneath 1280, it's going to extend its range downside, which is nuts. Yeah, quali tomorrow for the final Grand Prix. I'm excited to see the Leclerc brothers driving for Ferrari. Obviously, Lewis's last ever race for Mercedes. So I'll be burning all my Mercedes hats and stuff and buying Ferrari stuff next year. I won't really be burning it. But I'm excited to see him move. Be good to see. I mean, one thing I'm interested in, who's going to win the constructors? Who's going to win the constructors? McLaren or Ferrari? Ferrari suit this track much, much more in Abu Dhabi. Gabriel, what's the best way of knowing which time frame is dominating, and how do you know somewhat where is that where we are consolidating or trending? Yeah, I can answer you that. So it's not so much dominating, it's that you start from the higher time frame. Right, so we start from the daily. What's the daily doing? Right, let's think where we open this week, this yellow line, right? We open the week here. So previous week, what do we have? Bull flag, expansion, open. Where is it probable, if we're opening here, that the market might want to go? Right, we talked about this all week. Why was this probable, other than it being a high? This high was created in London. It's low volume. So it was probable that the market wanted to go upside to that. And then after that, what is probable? It's probable that we expand with the Bollinger Band, especially if the 5-day supports it. This is all in the course, so I'm going to only teach you a little bit of this. The rest is in the course. So it's probable, if we're probable on the daily to move up, what are we looking for? We're looking for the hourly to do the same thing. So then we would move into an hourly time frame. Let's go back to Monday. Oh, don't do that. I don't want to move stuff. All right, so here's Monday on the hourly. So Monday has a very clear level here to break out from and clear liquidity. So here's your flag, point of control, hourly up. So you're looking for execution, lower time frame in line with daily and hourly up. From then, what do we do? Consolidation on an hourly. What are we thinking about? Continuation trades. So then you'd be looking for M5, M15, M1, etc. Execution upside, right? We follow trend. We don't guess bottoms. We follow trend. Today we got extended, or yesterday we got extended up here at the top Bollinger. What did we say to yesterday that we were expecting? Yesterday we were expecting an inside bar to create a flag so that we had some consolidation. So we had a low hanging fruit target to aim for. So we go back, hourly, yesterday, rotation lower, right? Rotation lower creates flag. Again, look at the hourly. All we're doing on the hourly is creating flags. Extension, flag, extension, flag. So when we're doing that, we're just looking to join trend on a lower time frame when the higher time frame has finished. If you are struggling, I'm going to delete all these now. If you are struggling to identify trend, right, then I would make it very simple. Use flow zones. If you don't have flow zones, do something very simple like put a 21 EMA. Let's just do that on here. Where is it? Where are my indicators gone? There we go. Right, we do a 21 EMA. Don't want that. Okay. Very simple. 21 EMA. You can do this on all time frames, daily, hourly, 15-minute, 5-minute. When we're above it, we're looking for pullbacks in and bullish structure. Above it, pullbacks in, bullish structure. It's all we're ever looking for. When we're below it, we're thinking about potential sells, but we're looking at the higher time frame. So if you're struggling to know which time frame is in control, or if you're in a multiple time frame trend up, use something like a moving average. Keep it really, really simple. If you can't see the flags and the structure, use a moving average. It will really, really, really help to just see those levels. Because if the daily's above a 21, if the hourly's above a 21, if M15, if M5 is above a 21, then you're looking for longs. And you're looking for longs for dips into those zones, right? So you're looking for flags, dips, inverted head and shoulders, moves in. If you're below it on a 21 on a daily and an hourly, then maybe there's a short play coming up, and then you're looking for returns back into that 21 level on lower time frames to get short. Hopefully that helps. That's probably the easiest way of doing it if you can't see structure. Structure over everything. I don't use a 21 on multiple time frames, but if you're someone that's really struggling with that, that can help you. Hopefully that helped, Gabriel. But otherwise, do the course. All right, not trying to sell you on it, but the course will teach you all of those things. How to do top-down analysis. Scroll up in chat. Tyson just got to that module this morning. It's really, really helped him. So again, all dips are currently holding. All right. You will need to see them hold against these levels, create flags for expansion higher. You will need to see ES participate. Again, where ES is struggling right now, it is struggling against the supply. On the right chart, I'm on the wrong chart for you guys. This is the problem with ES right now. Here is the structure. This is where sellers participated. ES needs to get up here. This is where NQ is right now. They're very, very different. They need to help each other out for them to get better moves. Marek, thank you very, very much. Marek, with the, I think that's called a super chat, is it? That's very kind of you, my friend. I have just opened up membership. I don't know if it's gone live, right? It's only going to be $4.99 a month. Main reason for doing that is we've had some trolls in chat the last few weeks, so at some point I might make chat members only, and I will be doing the odd bit of exclusive content on there. Andrew H, Anchor VWAP is a game changer. Yeah, it's very good, Anchor VWAP, isn't it? Really, really good. Can really, really help with thesis. So this morning I was looking for shorts when we were stuck under anchored VWAP in NFP around here. We had I did an anchored VWAP from NFP this morning. Bang, right here. All right, so I was looking for shorts underneath. Once we reclaimed it, it was a long day for that move up. Charles got hit with a 10 grid penalty. Really? What for? Like engine change or something? There you go, Glenn. 200 up today on your way to $1 million year. Go for it, buddy. Nice and slow. Only just closed that poll. Only just saw it still open. We were right, though. You were right, chat. 77% of you were bullish. Remember, that poll was at the open. So ES, all right, still putting in a lower high. No lower low yet. Trading back down to VWAP. This is the key levels here. We traded back to POC. We're still at POC right now on NQ. Very, very tight. Right, multi-time frame not in total agreement yet, and the chart's not in total agreement. So you've got some supply up here. We'll need to get through to open the gate. Remember, buyers stepped in here. This is your level where you would want to see them hold price. If they start failing this, it opens the gate for lower prices. This is looking a little bit heavy as ES starts rejecting. Miguel, battery? What does that mean? Oh, battery. Sorry, I just see you're talking about Charles. I was like, what? Okay, got you. Oh, well, that's not good for Ferrari for the championship. So still just sort of in consolidation now. Trading back and forth. Notice how the flow zones have started to go sideways. You're in back and forth range, sort of around here. ES looking a little bit heavy here. If they get a break of structure here on ES underneath previous day close and underneath the IBL, it has a chance for expansion lower. On a 5 minute on ES, it is building right shoulder liquidity. All right, look at ES, look at the NFP print, the pullback into open, the expansion higher. We are building a right shoulder now in line with the left shoulder, right shoulder or quasi. If it lets go of the IBL, it can reprice lower. Another 10 minutes or so with you here, and then I'm going to call it a week. My only concern here right now is if we're going to do a huge puke back to NFP lows and below, I actually want to participate in it because I think that would be amazing. Yeah, market structure is everything, Gabriel. But don't get too zoomed into like M1 market structure. Focus on M5. When we get big moves is when we fail to have breaker structures. Like, so if we fail to, we're in an uptrend and we fail to make a new high and we start failing and rolling under, it's when you get a big move down. If we're in downtrends and we fail to make a new low, it's when you get your reversals and you move up. Right now, again, just in range. Right? This is where we know buyers last step back in. This was where they broke out from. Breakout, retest, they will need to hold this. If they don't, we trade under here, they want to attack these stops. If they let go of that, previous day high, lower time frame algo, and again, those M5 and H1 blocks, 569 to 540, that kind of level, and then beneath that all the way down to 525. Again, under 590, 570, it gets very, very thin down to 500s, low 500s. I would not mind if it just trades sideways all day, the rest of the day. I'd actually be happier than that. When I will be frustrated is if I log off and I come back at the end of the day and if we've done a gap fill down to like 21,400. That's when I will be frustrated. Yes, rejecting VWAP here. They're looking for a new break of structure and a new low on this right shoulder for a bear flag and expansion down to IBL. That's what they're looking for on the ES. If tech is going to let go, it might join. This is what they're looking for in ES, but again, their location on ES, they're down here right now. NQ much, much stronger. Just in a range. Buy it on NQ on the book. Can't talk. 21,560. You gotta be kind to me, guys. It's not even 9 AM for me yet. Now it's 5 AM. Cannot get my words out sometimes. So 7 minutes until a new hourly candle. I'm going to leave then into lunchtime. No, Jeff, I don't trade at lunch. I don't live stream. Sometimes I stay around and just chat. Very occasionally, if I think like there's a big trade set up, like if I feel like that we've squeezed all morning, and we're going to do that lunchtime reversal, which sometimes happens, then sometimes I stick around for it. But most of the time I get off. Again, I'm on the West Coast here. I've already been up since 5 AM. I like to get off the screens, have a break. It's also quite tiring. Talking through everything while trying to trade, it uses up so much mental capital. So sometimes I need a bit of a break. Take care, Thumper. Have a good one. I need one more like here, guys, to get to 50. Come on, someone in here, do me a favor. Glenn, let me see what you said. Got a trader I met online that listens to Danny Trade. Interesting to see what people are magnetized to. Can you comment on that? I think I've kind of talked about that on here. I'm not going to make it specific to him, but one of the reasons I think my channel grows slower is I will teach you technical analysis and I will be patient and I will wait for trades and I will say the reasons why, and I practice not oversizing and moving your stops and all these things which can make you a great trader but make for very poor entertainment. And when you get traders who sling 10, 15 contracts with no thought process about where his stop is or why, with no thought process about higher time frame levels, and you're just slinging in and out, and you're making 10, 20 grand some days and losing 10, 20 grand other days, it makes great entertainment. But what it also does is just encourage gambling and doesn't really help anyone learn. So those channels grow quick. They also buy lots of followers. You can tell by the age of the channel, the amount of followers and the lack of views. So a lot of fake bullshit goes on in this industry, and all industries to do with entertainment. It was the same when I was a DJ. The amount of people who bought fake Instagram followers, but their Spotify plays were low, etc., etc. You know, I could, in the peak of my career, I could easily sell out 5,000-10,000 seat gigs or tickets. Other people had big following, couldn't sell 100 tickets. So I think that's why. I think that's why people get magnetized to him and others. There are others that do the same thing. I think some people got given a platform by Top Step or others who are dangerous. But yeah, that's kind of it. I had a good call with NinjaTrader yesterday. Going to start doing some stuff with them. Going to try and get the flow zone indicator available for NinjaTrader. I'll probably start doing some lessons on their page and stuff. Traders that I like, that I follow, far more experienced and measured. Don't always agree with everything they say, but it's important to see what other people think, because you're not always going to be right, and it's good to learn. I don't want information overload, but I'm always interested in what someone the other side of the trade is thinking. So, you know, I would rather watch and every now and again and learn and see what tweets people like Adam Mancini are putting out, or who else? JJ VWAP Trader, or try and think, Anthony Cordelli. Guys like this who've traded futures for years, who've been in the pits, who are, you know, 50, 60 plus years old and have lots of experience. Doesn't mean I agree with everything they say, but I respect them and appreciate them, and I know what they're doing for the community is positive. Glenn's saying he's become a much better trader in a very short period of time, basically since doing the course. Yeah, I appreciate that, Glenn. Very kind. Ryan, would you prefer using NinjaTrader over TraderVate or TraderFi account? I'm using TradingView since I'm used to it. You can use NinjaTrader with TraderVate. NinjaTrader own TraderVate. When you start trading multiple accounts, it's really, do you know what? It's just totally up to you. When you start trading multiple accounts, I think NinjaTrader is very good. I think the execution on there is very good, but it's probably a little bit harder to learn off the bat. But things like having an ATM strategy, bracket orders, things like that, NinjaTrader is very, very good at doing. And you can also, when you get more advanced, you know, you can code in your own algos. Like I have my flow zone algo. It's still can't get it perfect. It's almost there, still shooting errors. Yeah, it's just personal preference. Worth playing around with, Ryan, and trying it out. I was informed yesterday as well that NinjaTrader will be launching a mobile app to trade off soon as well. That's coming next year. Yeah, if you're comfortable with TradingView, just keep using TradingView. It's important you stay in your comfort zone. Do what you like. Yeah, really good for NinjaTrader. Really good. The mobile app will be very positive. So ES, again, looking to break down here into a new hourly bar here. ES is looking to attack its hourly lows into previous day close. That's what it wants to do. NQ, very, very different chart right now. NQ just flagging or basing towards the top in consolidation. Can see arguments for both trades here on the NQ, which means it's a no trade zone for me. Yeah, exactly, Ramus. I'm very much the same. Most of my charting I will do on TradingView, and then I execute on Ninja. But I could easily do everything on Ninja, to be honest, but I like my setup right now, and once I'm comfortable, I hate change. I hate change, so once I'm comfortable, that's it. But yeah, I execute on Ninja. You can see here's my Ninja right here. It's a 15-minute right here, really clean. Rebalance in towards previous day high, held. That's it. That's what we've had today. That's the only trade we've had today, was that reprice down. Last chance for questions, team, as we trade into lunch. Volume really starting to taper off now. So ES is still looking for a break of structure and a breakdown underneath IBL to open the door to reprice its NFP candle, leaving that NFP candle wick low so far. That's low-hanging fruit if it wants to break down. That's the trade which will offer huge, huge RR if it does it. Couldn't get used to Ninja Trader, kept losing windows behind other windows and gave up on it. You just got to save your workspace. I have mine set up. So all I'm looking at Ninja Trader is my main chart and a 15-minute and a 5-minute. And then I have various tabs on those charts. So if I want to click to an H1 quickly, I can. And I have it set up so that if I draw like a box for a zone, it prints that zone on every single chart. It's really, really simple. Probably just takes a bit of getting used to. There is a video for it on my YouTube if you're interested, on how to set up Ninja Trader best to look like TradingView. I'll do more videos in the future. Now that we're going to start working together a little bit, I will do more videos. Thanks, Ramus. All right, team, I'm going to sign off there. Nice trade today. As ES starts to break down, I'm going to sign off. Oh, it's a shame tech won't get weak with it. I mean, Microsoft now going red on the day, Nvidia 2% down on the day, or almost 2% down on the day. If this doesn't just sweep on ES and starts to get heavy, if tech starts to let go, be very careful, but think about the demand levels you have underneath. I'm going to just sign off so that you can see this before I go. Okay, these levels are going to be key on NQ. Break and retest level here. This NFP level here. This is Newswick. What level was the gap fill? Gap fill at 21,280. So basically here, put this in. No, don't want you. I want to draw a box. 21,280 basically here. All right, only if we start to let go of this level here, it might want to search for NFP, right? So if we do this move, this is the open, see how it reacts here. If we continue to get heavy, it will search for NFP. If it really snaps NFP, it will search for this. Ideally, it does this next week. I really don't want it to do this today when I'm about to sign off. Why I would prefer to do this next week is if we can close high near the top Bollinger Band, then we are opening the gate for this, and this will be probably 20-day moving average. Where would it be next week? To maybe a bit lower. We might be able to get a mean reversion back in here before trading up. right? Because there's lots of liquidity built here. So ideally next week, but I'm just setting it out for you in case, just in case they spook the market. ES now at the IBL, all right? So you have very, very different markets today. Right, ES is right the way, where's my mouse? ES is already down here. NQ is holding New York VWAP, this blue line. Very, very different. Tech, very strong. Very strong. But if they go risk off into the weekend for some reason, there's no real reason for there to be a short unless news comes out to spook the market. Not down to here. It shouldn't really do that. It should really need a catalyst to do that. But seen weirder things. So if they spook the market for some reason, if one of the Fed talkers say something, if there's a war headline or something like that, if they decide to go risk off, maybe you get that. Keep one eye on the VIX, but I would prefer and highly probable just to see us trade in range for the rest of the day. Yeah, TR, just stick with what you like. Stick with what you like. Is there not a gap at 315,400 roughly? I have the gap lower. Let me just check. To a 30-minute. 1 second, Ryan. Yeah, so the gap is basically from 300 to is that open? Yeah, to 400. 300 to 400 is the gap. Yeah. Yeah, that's the gap right in here. So you are indeed right. That's exactly where it is. TR gap down at the weekend. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Let's see what we get Sunday. Just checking everything before I sign off. Look at the trend line from 525 on a 5-minute. 525. Oh, you mean 525 Pacific time, our time? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, nothing there for me really, Glenn. I think that's what you're talking about. Assume, or are you talking about 525 here? You're talking about the breakout? Not sure what you mean. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're holding on a 5-minute. High, 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 low. Like I said, this level here produced the high. We've swept it. We've traded back inside. We're just in range here. We break down underneath. We open the door for this level and maybe this level and this level. We trade up. Again, you know the targets already. 50, 75, 700. Are they still on the tape? They're still on the tape. So you have a seller. 100. You can mark these if you want. 100 lot at 25s is about to get popped. Another 177 lot at 37, 161 lot at 650, 111 lot at 75, and 125 lot at 700. Right, so they're going to try and force the squeeze up here. ES swept IBL and traded straight back inside. Right, so relative strength in the NQ. They still want higher prices. Those sellers are still up there. It's just if they can do it. If they can do it, way better for next week. I'd way rather see this close high or close inside bar. All right, signing off. Enough chat from me. Don't sit at the screens all day on a Friday. If you're up nice money, walk away. If you've stuck to your process, walk away. Remember, you're into lunch now. Freaky Fridays. We can do stupid stuff on Fridays. We're in an NFP day. Like, if you've had a good week, just close your book down, all right? We trade for freedom. We don't trade to be a slave to the screen every day. Close the book down. You can come back next week fresh, rested, and we go again. Thank you everyone who's joined me this week. We've had a really nice week together. A few slower days, but we've done well. I think we've executed really well on the charts. Make sure you use hard stops. Again, still headlines. You still have news coming. You still have Fed talkers all day. I will post an educational video either tomorrow or Sunday. I'll try and get out tomorrow if I can. And then I'll be back before New York Open on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. Love you all. Peace and love.